There's a song that came out in 1970 when my parents were still teenagers by John Lennon, Working Class Hero. If it made any effect on my parents, they didn't mention it to me. I came across it a couple of years ago and it blew me away. It blew me away. Just as he indicated in the song, this song called Working Class Hero, just as he indicated, cultural colors change over the centuries, over the generations, but the very fact that the vast majority of humans are kept within a dehumanizing system, that hasn't changed. Only the means and tools have changed. His song was addressed to the middle class. My own parents were lower middle class at that time, but middle class. And it's called Working Class Hero because he's saying that you haven't made it. The dream of the working class was never to be middle class. The dream of the working class was to finally be one of the rule makers instead of one of the rule followers. What he addressed to the middle class in his day, long before I was born, which applied throughout my life, and applies today, I'm curious what other lyrics you might suggest. What should we take out of the current lyrics? What should we put into the new lyrics? To cover the systems, broadly speaking, non-controversially. In other words, because of course everybody notices there's something majorly wrong. Everyone notices that in theory we're in a democracy. In theory we're in a market economy. In theory we have freedom for all people, equality. And that it absolutely does not work out that way. People come up with different suggestions. And the fact that they feel very adamant about it, whether it's something on the right or on the left or from someplace else, the adamancy is for their confidence that something is wrong. Their adamancy is not necessarily that this particular thing is it. And as long as we're divided, instead of trying to figure out what it is, and how to fix it, how to bypass it, how to elevate ourselves as a society above it, we ain't going to change anything. So hear this song from 1970. Some things are very outdated, and some things are unbelievably still apt, and some things, there are new things that John Lennon in his day wouldn't have thought of. As soon as you're born, they make you feel small by giving you no time instead of it all. Till the pain is so big, you feel nothing at all. A working class hero, which is all that a baby wants. A baby just wants to have as much power as their mom and dad. That's all you wanted when you were a baby. You just wanted to not have to always take the rules, to actually be able to follow something on your own, have your own inclination. A working class hero is something to be. Well, they hit you at home and they hurt you at school. They hate you if you're clever and despise a fool. Till you're so fucking crazy can't follow their rules. Ain't that true? What even are the rules? The rules change all the time. For babies like for us today, the rules change all the time. Are you going to get shamed on Twitter because you use the term African American because we're back to coloreds? Who knows? Who knows? If you haven't kept up with the Snapchat class, Instagram, is that what they're on? If you haven't kept up with the Instagram class, you don't know. You don't know. The rules change all the time, and as you get older and older and have less real ability or interest in keeping up with the rules and negotiating the new terms of conversation, they change faster and faster. That ain't cool. That ain't cool at all. Society doesn't just come from the top. It's all of us oppressing each other. That's the secret. We are all part of the system. All we have to do is agree, instead of making a web in which we're all caught, to take from my parents' generation to hold hands and sing Kumbaya. Right? I don't know how that rings to young people these days. To me, it sounds, of course, very, very corny. Born in 1976. Things change across generations, but the main thing that changes is divide and conquer. The main thing that changes is that fathers and sons and mothers and daughters, they want well for each other, do they not? Of course they do. Of course they do. Of course they want well for each other. Why is the generation gap? Because like everything else in the world, divide and thou shalt conquer. This doesn't mean the people at the top are really truly evil. Most of them simply inherited it, and most of you want to be it too. Well, they've tortured and scared you for 20-odd years, and then they expect you to pick a career, but you can't really function. You're so full of fears. You're probably not 20, but if you are, you might remember when you were 20 and how little you knew. You might know someone today who's 20 and is pretty darn confused. All the different rules out there, all the different advice. Constant, the judgmentalism, instead of working together, simply trying to tear the other person down. Because the way we see it is there's got to be an hierarchy, so better that we're higher up. Nuts, right? You can't really function, you're so full of fear. Yeah. You know what helps older people function, by the way, for you young guns? Numbness. Saying, hey, I guess that's life. I guess this is the system. Let me hold on to what wrong I've got, because the people above me haven't let go yet, and the people below me are already pulling down on my position. Let me hold on to what I got. Everyone just holding on to what's theirs. Keep you doped with religion and sex and TV. And you think you're so clever and classless and free. But you're still fucking peasants, as far as I can see. A working class hero is still something to be. A working class hero is still something to be. Well, sex is illegal. Dope, they kind of apportion it by demographics, with some demographics totally true, others not at all. Videos, TV, yeah, that one's taken over quite a bit, isn't it? Wouldn't you agree that it's doped up, especially watching short TikToks? How many people have watched these videos? I mean, pass this along, let's make the numbers larger, but this is not the usual kind of video. This engages you, I hope so. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to draw you out into the real world in real life. I'm trying to create a community, a Yedidya community worldwide. For real. For real. This is not what's usually going on. This is not keeping you doped up. This is trying to give you a shot in the heart. To wake you up, to let's get together, let's make this world better. There's things we've learned, all of us. Even babies have what to teach. Not that, we'd have to address them on their level. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is, this is a human endeavor. Everyone has a place in it. Everyone has a place in it. There's room at the top, they're telling you still. But first you must learn how to smile as you kill. If you want to be one of the folks on the hill. A working class hero is still something to be. Because that's the truth. You sell your soul. You sell your soul. Yehoshua from Nazareth said a few things that were clever. It's not a religious thing I'm saying right here, but it was pretty and clever. He said, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world if he loses his own soul? How many of you had dreams? How many of you had dreams that you completely gave up on because you said, you know what? I'm going to do A, B, C, D, E, and I'll sacrifice my beliefs and my morals and my desires and everything until eventually, and then I'll come back to it. And you come back to it, and who the hell are you now? People lose themselves. All of us do. But worse than losing yourself, it's okay to lose as you grow older in life, as things change, as the world changes around you to have different interests. That's perfectly fine. But the fact of the desire of life, the fact of loving your creator, of wanting to know what's true, of wanting to talk with other human beings about what's true and how to get the most out of this life, that is something you always believed in when you were young was possible. It was what you always wanted. And at some point in society, we just kind of decided, can't happen. Can't happen.